Yo, we are live. Hey, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Ho, ho, ho. What's going on? My audio is whack. Testing. I don't like this mic cable that I'm using. Here we go. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Yo, Jamie, what up? What's your reggae at? Rich and I are going to have a hip-hop album called What's Your Reggae? Rich, what's your reggae? Tell me your reggae today. Nick, MG Geek. Test. I don't like this new mic cable I put in the other day. It sounds really bad. I sound off. Ooh, I got no beans. No beans. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Hey, 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 hey. Use Firefox because Jess is on IE. All right. Ruben V. His reggae is 132 over 65. That's a good score. Phenomenal score. Do I sound weird to you guys? Do I sound blown up? 1 1 1. Does it? It's the AC, dude. No, it's the AC. 1 1 1 1 1. Hey, 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 hey. 1 2 3. 1 2 1 2. Hey, hey. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Hey, hey. You know what? It's an expensive. I sound off, don't I? You got nothing. Hey, hey, hey. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Testing. Hey, hey. Yo, Pablo. Do I sound off to you? 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Pop, pop, pop. My mids are too high, but there's no. I didn't do anything to it. I don't have trouble. I got highs and lows, but it's the same exact settings as I've always had them.
Good. Keep talking.
You sound great.
I know, baby.
Let me hear myself on your mic. Can you pass your mic over?
Sure.
1 2 3 1 2. Look how good I sound on that. Sound like $1 million.
To me, you sound like you're very far away.
On this. Yeah, because I gotta adjust it. I have it set to you, but it's bright.
Do you want to switch?
This is struggling.
Can we flip this?
Well, I would have to redo all the settings. You sound good to me. It's just me being a fickle person.
I think you're being a dweeb.
All right, dweebs.
I think you're still part potato. It's
Dude,
wearing off.
I think I've become a potato. It's happened.
What's up, guys?
All right. You know, it's funny at this point. We don't use this. This thing is like $6,000.
Wow.
This Omnia audio processor.
Sell it. Should sell it and get another 2 cameras.
I know. We don't use this. We don't use the IQ yet for the phone lines. We don't use this audio stream. We're not using that. We're just using the Node, but we don't even need the Node. Like, none of this equipment is needed.
We should sell it and then get
Potatoes.
new desks, new cameras, new ceiling fan.
Yeah, I gotta dump that. I gotta put that in the other room. I'm gonna get a new light for this. I'm gonna get rid of the ceiling fan.
Oh, cool. Really?
Yeah, I hate.
You don't really use it.
Do you want it?
I don't know. I have low ceilings in my apartment.
No. Do you just want ceiling fans?
No.
Not that you're gonna put it anywhere.
No.
All right, boys and girls. Let's get a head count. What's everybody up to today? You know what I would like? Want to have a mom talk with me?
No, I'm not drinking.
Ugh, why?
Sorry.
What happened?
I'm just not.
I'm very pushy when people tell me they're not
Today's
drinking.
going to be hard because I got to go to a family party, and then it's one of my boys' birthdays after that.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have a hard day.
So I'm going to be like, I'm going to start punching people.
Yeah, you can't start early.
Like it, man. I'm not going to I'm not going to drink today.
At all?
At all. That's why I asked you for a magic. For a beans.
Oh, I got no magic beans. All right.
And
MG Geek, do me a favor. Pump that we're live.
And I don't have any of this.
None of that.
Yeah, so I need a little.
I don't have
like I said, I got a family party today. They need to get lifted.
I do have the cameras. You know what? Why don't we set a day? Me and you, just like we'll hang out. We'll set up the cameras, and then we'll go to like dinner.
That sounds great.
You want to do that?
I'd love to do that.
We'll like set up both cameras. We'll do the white balance. Because I found out that the Canon that I have also does. It has clean HDMI out.
Nice.
Did you know that about the the ADD?
I did not know that.
I did not either, but I think the thing that I'm using, it strips it. It's able to kind of fake it.
That's cool. I know the Sonys are very good.
Because it doesn't work with my. It's so funny. It doesn't work with the AJA capture devices that are like $4,000 a piece.
Okay.
But it works with a $60 USB capture card.
Crazy.
Yeah. So we could actually have like 4 cameras mounted.
Ooh, I'd like that. One from the crotch.
Dick cam. All right. We're ready? All right. Let's do this. In 3, 2, and 1. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Angel Zare, and I'm joined by the original bougie boy, Rich Stambolian.
What's up?
Rich is bad and bougie.
Bad to the bone. Hey, didn't you used to have a breakdancing group called the KKK?
I did.
The Cool Kicking Kids?
Yeah, that's what it was in the 90s.
And then it was just for one day. And
didn't go well.
And people were like, you can't do that.
It did not go over well. I did get called a bougie bitch by a stripper.
When?
Yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she know who you were?
She knew who I was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was
Did you
wearing my
slap her?
suit. I was wearing my suit. No, I just put her back in a cage.
Is it in their contracts that the executives are allowed to smack them around?
Not in our establishment. Not in our place. Our place is really actually we're getting a lot of media coverage.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
that's good. You guys are blowing up. I like that. I was gonna turn that picture of you and Dennis Rodman into a potato and Dennis Rodman.
So, you want to talk about the potato incident?
Listen,
before we go into anything with wrestling,
this is hysterical. Andrew has a great story. He just posted it on Twitter the other day, and I really want to hear the rest of this.
Okay, so I was debating how I was going to word this because it was such a bizarre incident that it's hard to believe that it happened.
Can I start painting the picture?
Yeah, you're painting it.
You're going to work. You're going to Sapphires.
I'm on
taking the LIRR.
I'm on something called the Persian train.
Okay.
So it's the
first
off
Great
peak. Yeah, the first off peak train.
Yeah.
From Great Neck.
Yeah. So that's from here. That's what, like the 10:00.
The 9:48.
Right.
Yeah, the 9:48 train. So I generally don't get on that one. I get on like the 9:27 or 9:56 because it's like packed. It's the first train.
Right,
yeah,
right. No, I
just wanted to censor that. So I sit down, and there's this old Persian dude, white hair, slick back. There's so much more to the story. I just couldn't elaborate. He's slick back hair. He's sitting across from him. He's wearing this crazy checkered suit.
Okay, so on the LIRR, there's rows and rows and rows, and then there's seats that face each other.
That face each other.
Was it in the face each other seats?
Yes, it was in the face each other seats. Which I never do. I always take the one seat. There's one secret seat on the Long Island Railroad where it's facing nothing, just the window.
Yeah.
You know which one? It's like in that nook where the conductor sits.
Yeah, that's my favorite chair also.
That's where I sit. Yeah. But sometimes you get a guy that doesn't care and he sits next to you. Oof. And that is not fun.
That's never happened to me.
It's happened to me twice.
You have a thinner frame than I do.
Twice it's happened to me. Not pleasant. So I'm sitting down. I'm talking to this. I'm not even talking. I'm sitting down, and the conductor comes over. And he grabs this guy's ticket. And they start a conversation.
Okay.
And he goes, and he goes and shakes his hand.
Like a conversation like they knew each other, or he just started talking?
The guy got up and shook the conductor's hand.
Okay.
And showed him his ticket.
Okay.
And, he just shook his hand. And he sat back down, and he was eating something with, bread. It was something weird. It was definitely something weird.
Did it smell good?
I couldn't tell what it was. It was it almost looked like
rolled
up lahmacun. It looked like rolled up lahmacun.
Did it smell good?
I couldn't smell it.
I love lahmacun.
I had no idea what it was. And it was in a really oily napkin, wrapped around it.
Okay.
So I'm totally ignoring this guy, but he looks ridiculous. Wearing a checkered white suit.
Okay.
Slick back hair. And he goes up to me, not even kidding you. He goes up to me and goes like this. I'm going to do it to you.
Yeah, please. Oh, no.
And he goes...
Were you looking at him while he was
doing
this?
I was literally
I
was playing a game on my phone.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And this dude just
does
grabbed
that.
your chin. Oh my
God.
I
go, and he goes, "You're a very handsome man."
Ooh,
just like that.
Yeah.
And I go, "Thank you." He goes, are you Persian?
Uh-huh.
Or he goes, first he goes, are you Iranian? I'm like, no. He goes, you're not Persian? I'm like, no, I'm not Persian. And
you look like Holaden.
Yeah. He goes, when I was young, I had beautiful beard like you, but now it's all white.
Okay.
Just like that, okay?
Yeah.
I do a very good Persian, by the way.
You do.
He goes, now it's all white, so I always have to shave. I'm like, okay. So that was it, right? Okay, fine. It's weird to grab my face, but he's Persian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I...
Sure.
Listen, if it was anybody, if it was like you doing it, like, and I don't know you, it would be fighting, right? You would fight the guy.
I'd try to stop it before he
I'd be
got
like,
to
what
my
are you doing?
face. Yeah.
Like one of those. So I'm so sorry, guy. I have to tell the story.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. So he does that first. I'm too early, dude.
He
I
didn't
don't
go
want
from
to
the
engage.
beard
No. He just goes like this.
to the
Just
second
like
beard,
this.
right?
Yeah, just like that. I couldn't go into the story because it's so ridiculous. Nobody would believe it. It'd be too long.
Uh-huh.
So he does that. And he goes, you sure you're not Persian?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go into it with him. He knew. He knew there was something there.
Yeah.
He just felt it. I'm like, no, I'm not. And he goes, okay.
It's the eyes.
3 minutes go by.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at him. He had like a bag, like a little, like a plastic bag. He takes something out. It's a fucking boiled potato.
All right. Did it
In
have
a
foil
plastic
on
bag. No. Just in a plastic bag, but like wet.
Okay.
A little wet. Takes it, crushes it like this.
In the bag.
In the bag.
Okay.
I just, from the corner of my eye, just leaves it like that. 2 minutes go by. He goes like this. Hands it to me.
Oh, boy.
I took it.
He took it out of the bag.
He took it out of the bag.
Bare hands.
Bare hands.
Handed
it to me.
Okay. Was it dripping?
No, it wasn't dripping.
Okay.
I don't know what came over me. I don't know why I accepted this potato, but I did.
Uh-huh.
And I looked at him and I ate it.
Just staring at him in the eyes.
And he goes like this.
All right.
And that was it.
You're a drug mule now. That potato is full of heroin.
That was it.
I've come to collect. Where is my heroin?
That was it. He gave me a half of a boiled potato.
Did you stare straight ahead after this, or did you engage him in conversation?
I didn't want to make eye contact.
Why'd you eat the potato?
I don't know. It was...
He put it in your hand.
You know what it was?
He didn't feed you.
I took a magic bean in the morning.
Okay. Yeah.
And I kind of was feeling loose.
Want a little potato.
I just didn't know. I was really focused in. I accepted it was like one of these.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it wasn't like he fed it to you.
No, that would have been even better.
He just like put it in your hand and you were like, potato time, USA.
Let's
go.
I don't know. And I really felt guilty about eating that. Like I felt really, I got like really
not disgusted?
A sense of guilt.
Why?
Saying like, what the hell did I just do?
Why
would I eat the potato? I just felt really weird. I felt really weird about the whole potato incident.
Did you feel disgusted with yourself?
I want to find this man.
Uh-huh.
If you take the 948 train out of Bayside.
Well, that's a 1001 by me.
It's a 1001 by you.
Yeah.
If you take that train and there is a Persian man with white hair, no beard, and wearing a white checkered suit.
You're describing half the train at that time.
Go up and ask him why he gave me the potato. What does it mean?
Why did you give Andrew that potato?
I feel different. I feel weird. I'm going to tell you. I feel like a different person now. I see things a little bit differently. I think I'm a little clairvoyant now.
Yeah, that potato is full of drugs. A, that potato is full of drugs. B, again, on the next full moon, you're going to turn into an effing potato.
I think I'm turning into a potato. There are times that I look in the mirror at night and all I see is like spores happening on my face. This was...
You mean eyes? They're called eyes.
I just cannot believe I ate the freaking potato.
Yeah, why'd you eat that potato?
You know what? When I was a kid, my grandmother would make me a boiled potato every day at 10 o'clock. I think it was like a weird thing from my childhood. I just had to accept the potato.
Okay.
Pat Law. That's Mike Phillips, the
up?
Great radio engineer and my legal advisor.
Look at him. He wants me to get a better microphone.
He wants me to give you the TLM 103. He doesn't think I sound good on this.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a little insight. He hates that mic, and he doesn't think I sound good on this.
You sound like a man who ate a stranger's potato.
Dude, how can I retell that story in 140 or 200 characters?
I don't know.
Impossible.
Tater man.
I just have to keep it short, but it was a bizarre... The thumbs up was awesome.
Can I redo the show intro and introduce you as Tater Man Andrews?
Tater Man Andrews Herring? Yeah. I think that's what it's going to be from now on. All right. Now you got my potato story. I know a lot of people wanted to hear the potato story. Here it is. Let's talk about pro wrestling.
Put this potato story behind a paywall. You got to pay for this potato story.
You know what? I should put this behind a paywall. There might be a little more to the story.
I want to.
He may have dropped his pants.
Oh man.
And by potato, I mean something else.
If I find this guy, I want to yell at him in like the Christian Bale Batman voice.
He's gonna give you his Persian magic.
Why did you give me the potato?
Dude, he did some weird Persian magic on me.
Mhm.
I feel different.
Oh, he looks like Aladdin.
he goes, I couldn't. He goes like this. He goes, you are a very handsome man. Are you Iranian?
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm not. He goes,
No, you didn't even tell him
You're
your
not-
dad.
no, I didn't even go
nothing.
into nothing.
Wow.
He goes, you're not Persian?
No.
When I was young, I had beard like you, and then it went void, and I had to get rid of it.
You know what's funny? It's the eyes, definitely.
The eyes,
yeah.
yeah.
And the eyelashes and the eyebrows,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's very, very
I look like-
Mediterranean. Like that.
I look like every depiction of the Anunnaki. I look like every sculpture from the Mesopotamian era.
That's true.
It's every one of them is me.
Very Byzantine.
Very Byzantine.
So like, if you had sunglasses on, he probably wouldn't have asked you.
He would not have asked me. No.
Yeah.
I think if I wasn't wearing a suit, he wouldn't have asked me.
Yeah.
I think he was impressed.
Yeah.
I think he was very impressed.
I used to play video game called The Prince of Persia.
You know
and
Prince
it
of
was
Persia?
you.
Then, you sure you're not Iranian?
I don't
There's
do-
video game about Iranian, about Persian.
I don't do a very good Persian accent.
I've heard it my whole life. Guys, let's talk about pro wrestling. How about this?
Let's do it, baby.
Before we all turn into magical Persian potatoes, I want to remind everybody you can fund us on Patreon. Patreon.com/MattmenPodcast. Fund us there. Also, if you're watching live and you enjoy my potato Persian stories, you can hit that dollar button in the chat and give us whatever you feel like. $1, $2, $20, $500. For $500, I'll take my shirt off right now.
Would you?
I'll do the whole show shirt.
Can we call you the Persian potato from now
I want to
on?
be the Persian potato.
What if somebody said?
That'll be my finisher.
I find it very odd sometimes that people send stuff to your house like they know where you live.
Yeah.
Do you think somebody's gonna send you like a box of potatoes?
If you send me a box of potatoes, I will eat all of them live on the air.
Why would I just bring them over? I wouldn't ship them.
You want to bring a box of potatoes?
Sure.
Okay.
What kind of potatoes you like? You like some russet potatoes?
I
You
like rustic
some
potatoes. I like the little red ones.
russet.
Russet?
Yeah,
They're not rustic?
Not rustic.
Russet?
Russet.
Those are the little red
russet
ones.
potatoes. Yeah.
Those are the red ones. Russet.
This is potato talk.
It is potato talk. All right, let's talk wrestling.
Yeah.
Where do you want to begin? We got a pay-per-view tomorrow, which I'm going to do a live watch along for.
I think I'll pop in every so often. I want to see what's going on.
Yeah, we're going to do we got Night of Champions. Tomorrow we had Stone Cold Steve Austin at MSG on Monday, which was awesome. We had The Undertaker at MSG on Tuesday. I want to kind of it feels like it was so long ago, so I just want to go over really quick. How unbelievable is Stone Cold Steve Austin?
He's the best.
I mean, the fact that this guy gets the reaction he gets, he just makes everybody feel like such a lesser star.
I'll tell you. You know what's interesting about that? I'll tell you two things that make they don't make Austin great. I'm not excusing these two things, but he is so magnetic, so captivating. There's nothing but good feelings associated with him, and also if allegedly he did smack around Deborah Michaels,
Allegedly,
right?
Yeah.
And did the whole Brock Lesnar thing,
And he like took off. There was like almost like a high speed pursuit with him, wasn't there?
Right. Where he like
And
flew,
his yellow Corvette.
he was like drinking, doing some other stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently, if that happened now,
It'd be over.
he'd be done.
Done.
Right? But just because of like, I guess the circumstances, not as popular. Regarding the weird stuff in the late '90s, this dude is still an enchanting figure.
He's a superhero in pro wrestling. Yeah.
And like so charismatic.
It's very. But here's the thing. I heard the argument. Like, my thing was, look how over this guy is, right? Like, look at the reaction he gets. Look at how larger than life he is when he's in there. He's a star.
Absolutely.
By every definition of the word. You know, and I presented this. I'm like, there's nobody on that roster that feels like that, right? There's nobody. So the argument is,
times, man.
The argument is, well, he's a legend. He's a legend. Absolutely. I mean, that's what it is. He's getting the nostalgic pop. He's a legend. He got that pop every single night.
I don't think that's a
Every
nostalgic pop,
single
man.
Monday, he got that pop.
Yeah.
Every Monday, he got that pop. Every time that music that glass shattered, people lost their minds. That Austin pop is something that you will never hear again.
And it's happened consistently every time this guy shows up.
There's nobody on that roster that generates that kind of reaction.
I think it psychologically also it might be a lot to do with the glass breaking.
Because people like, whoa!
Yeah, because like it's a shocking noise,
Yeah.
and then you know it's coming. You know?
Yeah. It's unbelievable the reaction he gets. Undertaker gets a reaction, but Undertaker never gets a pop. Have you ever noticed that?
He gets like a ooh.
Everybody just stops what they're doing.
Yeah.
Austin gets a tremendous pop. The Rock gets a tremendous pop. There's nobody on that roster that's capable of it.
Also, I think again, I'm gonna go back to the music, and I think the magic is those Jim Johnson songs are written so well that there's a pause for the crowd to pop, right? So like Austin's music, glass breaks,
shatter,
pop, Austin Rock's music. If you smell, boop, you hear like a little fill, like bum bum bum, and then it goes in. So like that little pause right there gives the crowd. They think they have to do something there, so they pop. Shawn Michaels' music, same thing.
Shawn Michaels, same thing. But Shawn never got that reaction. Brett never got that reaction.
No.
The Rock was always secondary to Austin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, that was the thing. Triple H never got that reaction. He got that reaction one time in MSG 2002 when he came back. But these are you got the biggest name ever in pro wrestling. Hogan, a Hogan pop probably.
Yeah.
You know, you got a Hogan pop. Flair never got that reaction.
Yeah.
Deafening. I'm talking about a deafening reaction.
Yeah.
The Road Warriors, legendary Road Warrior pop. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, but really the reality is Steve Austin, nobody has gotten that. And he feels he's so comfortable in his skin.
Absolutely.
He's out there, he's cutting a promo, he's telling a story, and you're like, "Oh my God. This guy is over."
Mm-hmm.
Who on the roster feels like that? That they feel comfortable I think it's that they're not comfortable.
Well, I mean,
these guys are tense.
I feel like it's the whole, like, perceptively, it just seems like it's the whole walking on eggshells thing. Maybe it's dudes phoning it in. Who knows? Again, Austin and all those other guys you mentioned come from a different era, right? Where, and here's a good example, too. Like, apparently, and this is according to Austin, apparently Vince hates it when guys cut promos while against the ropes.
Oh, when they lean on the ropes, yeah.
And that was Austin's thing because he's like, I don't care. Nobody's doing it. I'm going to do it. And that's like, don't you love that when Austin goes to the ropes, he's hanging on with his arms. I'm gonna give me hell yeah. Like, oh, this awesome. This guy's being
Triple H does that too.
Yeah,
Triple H actually leans on the ropes. So Austin, I thought that opening segment was brilliant.
Fantastic.
Did you hear him say Seth effing Rollins, like Seth fucking Rollins?
No.
I think this happened after the show went on. He cursed. He was cursing up a storm the whole time. He called AJ Styles an asshole, like within the first 10 minutes of the show. The crowd was a hot garden crowd.
Great crowd.
I don't know why I have no idea why they left Austin in the beginning.
You got to pop that crowd.
I mean,
plus, like, you
know what though? The crowd is hot to begin with. You're in the Garden for the first time for TV in years.
I think it was a smart move to have Austin open the show because then they got to the business of setting up Clash of Champions.
I think that was their reasoning.
Yeah.
Right? I think the reasoning was they didn't want to lose that moment to Monday Night Football. Right. This was one of the lowest rated Raws. Non-holiday Raws of all time.
Yeah, which is crazy, man.
Austin is imagine if you did not have the Austin nostalgic moment and you didn't have the Garden as the venue.
Yeah.
Because they made a big deal for Madison Square Garden.
Right.
You would have been down tremendously. This might have been the lowest rated Raw. It was a really good Raw, though. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything about it. AJ's a big star, too. He feels like a star.
So great. Yeah.
I would have liked if he came out, if Austin came out later, too. I wanted more Austin. I wanted glass shattering every hour.
He came out
at the end,
and then he did he stunned AJ again in front of the crowd.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's awesome. That dude. Have you watched his show yet?
I've seen clips of it.
He's bumping around on the show.
He is bumping around on the show. He's liking it
with Lance Archer, and I think that's pretty excellent.
I think there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
I think you're going to see a lot more. Japan? I think you're going to get Austin in the G1. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, imagine.
Come here, also, so they set up, Night of Champions. Seth Rollins does not feel like a star. They've weakened him. Like I feel like everybody's just so half-assed on that roster.
All right.
I'm really getting bummed out by it. SmackDown, Undertaker opened the show
With Sami Zayn.
That
was great.
Killed him, and that was it. That's all you got.
I'm cool with that.
That's all you got. You got the Undertaker. But again, they kept it. They brought him out. They didn't see him until the end. What do you think this Bray stuff is with the 11-19?
Well, that like I people did research on it, and apparently it was the day the Undertaker debuted.
11-19, 1990 was the day that the Undertaker debuted.
Yeah. So,
but
who knows, man, what's on 11-19 this year?
Let's see.
NXT.
11-19 is
Let's take it.
a Tuesday.
So that's a SmackDown.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that the whole Fiend thing is very interesting, but you could also tell like Bray Wyatt is very lucky, right?
In what way?
In the regard that original concept of the Bray Wyatt character coming out with the lantern and the fireflies and the cool song, they kind of blew their load with him. Like, not immediately, but he was too cool for them.
It's not SmackDown, by the way. SmackDown's on
that's right.
on Fox at that time.
He was too cool for people to know what to do with him, right? They lightning struck twice with the Fiend and the Firefly Funhouse. Now it feels like they're protecting him very, very well. You know, like, okay, we effed up with his original incarnation. Now we have something
gonna protect him,
completely insane that we need to protect. You know,
he's
a new spooky guy.
He is, and they're doing a very good job with him. It could be it's possible that it was a biblical reference. I think it's Ezekiel 11:19. That, and I forgot. I read
Thou
it.
shalt not eat a potato
on
a moving vehicle.
Yeah, thou shalt not eat. Thou shalt not accept a potato from a Persian man on a moving vehicle. Austin 316 says, "Thou shalt not accept the potato."
Don't give me that potato.
It could be that they made a big deal about Austin, so it could have been like Austin 316, Bray Wyatt 11-19. I don't know. It could have been anything, but they're doing a very good job of keeping people interested in the character. Limit him.
I think. Well, he's gonna probably pop up during Clash of Champions, right?
Maybe he'll pop up for that. Yeah.
Right. Do you want to go through the card?
Yeah, let's go through the card. It's tomorrow, by the way.
It is tomorrow. Today's Saturday. I forgot today's Saturday. I thought it was Thursday. I traveled back in time for 2 seconds. Incidentally, it wasn't Thursday the day you ate that potato?
That potato was Wednesday.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Thursday?
I posted on Thursday.
Okay. You were so shocked by it that you had to wait a day.
Yeah, I had to wait a day.
All right. So AJ Styles versus Cedric Alexander for the United States Championship. People in the back are very high on Cedric, and as they should be. He kind of floundered after the whole 205 Live thing.
Yeah. Cedric's getting a big push.
I think this is going to be a great match.
He's a great guy. I mean, he's unbelievable, Cedric.
What did you think of AJ calling Austin an old fart?
I thought that was hysterical.
You old fart.
I loved his Austin. I love that he did his Austin.
I wish Gallows did Gallows' Austin is one of my favorite Austins of all time.
He does Fink well.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember Gallows. I'm sure I've heard it, but
yeah.
My favorite character is Sex Ferguson. He does. That's my favorite character of all time.
Who do you think's taking it, AJ or Cedric?
I'm gonna say AJ.
Okay,
AJ's gonna take it.
I'm gonna go with Cedric.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
as a U.S. champion, that's a nice way to give him a rub. You know.
Mm-hmm. Alexa and Nikki versus Mandy and Sonya. I think Mandy and Sonya are going to take this.
I want them to take it.
Yeah, I think they deserve it at this point. Like, very, very good tag team.
Let's talk about that promo Mandy cut on SmackDown.
Oh my
Terrible. God. Oh my God. That thing fell flat on its face, essentially calling Nikki ugly.
Is Mandy everything they wanted Eva Marie to be? You remember Eva Marie, the redhead?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, she's the actual, like, she's the one who can actually do athletic stuff.
She's not bad.
No.
When you talk about improvement, right? Like, you look at someone, you're like, oh, she's really good. Mandy Rose has improved tremendously.
Yeah.
I feel like she's, as far as the basics, she has it down.
Do you remember when Trish started wrestling?
Yes, I do.
Goddamn train
She
wreck.
was so bad. She was so bad. But Mandy takes it serious.
Yes.
And that's really half the battle.
And Sonya is a legitimate, MMA.
Not
person.
really.
Yeah.
Not really.
She's an MMA person.
Kinda.
Yeah. What do you mean, kinda?
She never fought, really.
Really? She didn't have.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
she had a
it's like-
record.
I think like maybe she did like some.
Am I thinking of somebody else?
You're thinking of every other MMA person they brought in the company.
I'm thinking of everybody else. Roman versus Eric Rowan. I'm actually looking forward to this. It's a no DQ match, so you're gonna get a lot of like probably like gimmick chair spots and stuff like that.
You know what's interesting about this? Think about all the people that they're elevating right now, right?
Yeah.
They are putting emphasis on Buddy Murphy.
Yes.
Or they did at least.
Yeah.
Right? Buddy Murphy.
Which was apparently
Cedric.
a fluke.
Cedric.
Yeah.
Rowan. You're starting to see them giving people chances.
Yeah.
They do this from time to time. They also did this when SmackDown and Raw split brands.
Yeah.
And you got Jinder Mahal and all these guys getting opportunities.
Where's Jinder, by the way?
Where is Jinder?
He disappeared.
Yeah. The dude was on top of the world a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think takes this? I think they're going to continue the story.
I'm going to go with a wacky ending because Daniel Bryan's not on the card.
Well, are they going to swerve? Well, remember, they're limiting his singles actions.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a question here. Where are they going to go from here? They can't possibly do a swerve, right?
No, I think Rowan.
Because
takes it.
Rowan murdered Daniel Bryan already.
Mm-hmm.
He chokeslammed him, did the weird thing.
I think you have Daniel Bryan showing up. Maybe Roman wins. Daniel Bryan costs Rowan whatever it is, and then you get the Daniel Bryan Eric Rowan program.
Okay.
And then Roman moves on to something else.
Okay.
Because they're moving to Fox soon, and you need Roman.
I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious where they go with this. They kind of changed directions multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they don't know what to do with Daniel Bryan at this point. They were going to have his groundbreaking announcement, and then that went away. Like, they teased it for 2 weeks. He never said anything. That got scrapped. And then they did this forklift thing where you were imagining it was Daniel Bryan all along.
Right.
And now it was Rowan going rogue, and Daniel Bryan talking about he doesn't like liars, but he protected Rowan the first week, and he covered it up. So I'm very confused about this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. So I agree with you on that. It's a little muddled, but I really do think that when they do move to Fox, this is a big setup to get all your natural faces as faces again. I think Daniel Bryan's turning face to be on Fox just so they can revive that yes chant and have people tune in.
I'm into that.
Same thing with Roman, man. They want to push this dude to the moon again, and he's going to be like the face. He's basically the face of SmackDown.
You know what I was remembering? Do you remember that Royal Rumble? That first one, Roman was still a heel with the Shield.
And he was in the ring with Rusev.
And they lost their minds for Roman Reigns. That was a moment to pull the trigger.
Whoa.
And they waited. They just freaking waited. They couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I just rewatched that. What was it, 2013?
2014, maybe.
That might have been the last CM Punk one. Is that the one?
I think so.
Yeah, it could have been that one. This guy was so over with that crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 2014. There you go. Thank you, King. Unbelievable. It was 2014. What was 2013? Who won 2013? Do you remember that?
I don't know. Randy Orton.
Randy Orton. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. I think you're right.
I'll throw it out there. Randy Orton. All right. So next, Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. Do you see Becky retaining because she's held on to the title for quite some time and then chasing Sasha?
That's going to be interesting with Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she's settled down a little bit? She's getting a little stale?
Who?
Becky.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I feel like see, that's the thing. The Ronda thing was so great because Ronda was such a presence that it elevated Becky Lynch and Becky Lynch elevated herself. Now it's kind of like the man shtick is kind of. I feel like it could go either direction. It could get really lame, or it could get even better again.
It was Orc. It was Orc. Jesus. It was Cena.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing with that is like, which is kind of funny, is I'm very interested in the whole Ric Flair litigation situation.
That's hysterical. Rick's contract's ending soon.
It's gonna go. Yeah, that dude's gonna show up in AEW with the other four horsemen, and all you need is like Barry Windham.
They're all there, right?
Yeah. Well,
Arn's there, Tully's there.
Arn and Tully are there.
Yeah.
Imagine if Ric Flair shows up in AEW. Ric Flair and put him in Kenny Omega's corner.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that?
Kenny looks good in a suit.
Did you see Cocaine Kenny? Cocaine Kenny.
No.
He looked like that's the nickname he's getting, Cocaine Kenny. He was all nuts and disheveled.
Ooh, I like it. Okay. Oh, from being the Elite?
Yeah.
I missed the last one.
Cocaine Kenny. You got to see it.
So who do you think takes this, Becky or Sasha?
Maybe Bailey interferes. I don't know.
Ooh, you think they're gonna be like they're gonna have their back like that?
You know what? I think it's time. Maybe if Sasha gets it, because you got to elevate these girls, right?
Mhm.
If you kill Sasha now, you're hurting that
Yes.
big thing that she just did.
I think Bailey helps her win. I'll agree with that. Sasha wins. Nakamura versus The Miz. I feel like this is gonna be a great match. I think The Miz is gonna take it as an FU to Jericho.
Nakamura versus The Miz. Yeah, everybody's saying that because Jericho has the record. But I mean, that's so petty, right? When you look at your Grand Slam champions and you look at your best of the best, what's more impressive historically, Chris Jericho or The Miz?
Oh, Jericho. But
Jericho.
on the record books, it's going to be Miz's face.
It's going to be in Miz's face.
And they did that. And remember, I mean, the pettiness, they did that with CM Punk because he had the longest title reign in modern WWE, and they let Brock overshadow it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Miz is going to take it. I feel like this is going to be a good match. I want to see Nakamura.
And then Randy
oof.
took it. And then Randy took it as an FU to Brock. You remember that? When Randy won the title? He became the youngest world champion, yeah.
No. That was yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was The Rock,
yeah.
and then it was The Rock, then Brock beat him, became the youngest.
Right.
And then Randy beat him. But Randy was not the youngest WWE champion.
Right.
He was the youngest world heavyweight champion.
I gotta mute this.
I gotta mute it, baby.
I gotta mute this baby. Okay, so I'm saying Miz is gonna take it. This is a stacked card. New Day, Big E and Xavier versus the Revival for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. I think New Day retains.
Yeah, let's go with New Day.
All right. Drew Gulak versus Humberto Carrillo versus Lince Dorado. I love Drew Gulak as the Cruiserweight champ, and I want him to retain. But I do feel like they're going to give it to Humberto Carrillo.
What did you think of Grand Metalik and
Loved it, man.
And Ray?
Good showcase. I think Ray's in the position with the company where he's like, I want to wrestle this guy. I want to wrestle that guy.
Interesting time to do that match, right? Like, they've really... I can't believe how much they damaged Ray. He had that series with Andrade that was remarkable. And then they just like, you're a sack of shit. You know?
I disagree with that.
What is the logic behind it? They did the same thing with Kurt Angle.
Yes.
Why do they do that? I don't understand why they do that. It's not Sergeant Slaughter going out there.
Right.
You know, I get it. I get that whole thing like, well, Slaughter would go out there or Hacksaw would come out and get squashed. And those guys will... It's not the same.
I think this is my personal thing. I think as a fan and as a fan who's been watching a very long time, I think the Kurt Angle and the Ray thing parallel each other, where it could be something where Vince tells them, "Hey, listen, you're one of the greatest of all time. Go out there, tell me if this guy's good." Put Ray in a match with Andrade. Ray goes to the back and says, "Yo, he's
Andrade.
awesome."
Andrade's unbelievable.
Right. Put Ray in a match with Grand Metalik. Ray goes back there and says, "Yo, he's awesome."
That's a future world champion, right?
Grand Metalik?
No, Andrade.
Yes.
If they don't put that title on that guy,
I want to see him I want to see him have a lengthy reign with the IC title.
he would look good with that title.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a handsome boy.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
a handsome belt.
He is, and it is a handsome belt.
I'm saying Humberto Carrillo or Drew Gulak wins.
I think Gulak retains.
And I also think it's very interesting too how Triple H this week said that NXT may absorb 205 Live.
Yes, I think that's a very smart thing for them to do. Take that title, move it to NXT, and that crowd will eat that up.
Oh, absolutely.
This crowd does not appreciate what they're doing.
No, it's an arena crowd, man. They don't
Yeah.
care about. No offense to the dudes, but like
They don't care.
it's
After
not
the show.
Yeah, it's not Full Sail.
Or put him on before. Put
Right.
him on. I've always said put him on before the show.
But
have it shorter.
I agree with that. But I think if they get absorbed, imagine this: they get absorbed into NXT, right? Let's say Gulak has the champ. I love Drew Gulak. Let's say he has the championship, right? He'll say, "You know what? This is not enough," and he challenges Adam Cole.
Okay.
You know, so you can have like those double belts kind of floating around, and it's a good extra title for NXT.
They're also looking to add a secondary belt to NXT.
Great.
I've been told that it's been designed already. No. Like another title.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a TV title?
They're playing with the idea.
The USA title.
I have no idea.
They should move the U.S. title to NXT.
I've been told that they're playing with another title that they're gonna have on that show.
So you have.
You know what? Maybe it is the cruiserweight thing. But I was told that there's a title designed.
Wow.
And they already have a secondary title on that thing, and it's the North American title.
Yeah.
So
and the tag belts.
And tag belts. So I don't know what they would add as a secondary title.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kofi versus Randy.
Kofi versus Randy. I think Randy needs to take this.
No, I think Randy.
I think Kofi's reign is over.
No, I think Randy puts him over like nobody's business. Clean in the middle of the ring, boom drop, trouble in paradise.
Kofi's name is like how my mother says coffee.
Coffee.
My mother says Kofi.
I don't think I've ever heard your mom say
Kofi.
So you're going Randy?
I'm going Randy. I want him to take it. I'm over Kofi. I'm over Kofi Reigns. I'm over Kofi.
They smushed together. I'm down with Kofi retaining.
Are you?
Yeah. I love Kofi as champion.
I'm telling you, they want that big dude going into Fox.
Kofi as champion fills me with glee.
What's a better champion for you? What's more believable, Kofi or Randy Orton with his beautiful snake-like skin?
Randy, but like he's had too many. He's done. Randy's like he could just put over like I think Randy should go to every show, flare it up, and put over every single dude.
Randy's one of these guys where this guy's a legend already, right? Like he's the vet. He's like that John Cena level. John Cena, Batista, Randy Orton, that class. There's nowhere in this roster that Randy Orton fits. There's nowhere.
Ooh, but he can work with everybody.
But give me a guy that he fits with in a program.
Rollins.
I don't know. Like there's nothing natural that comes to me. I feel like he's so big.
I'd like to see a Randy and Roman, like a hardcore Randy and Roman feud.
Give me 4 guys on the roster that would be a great program for Randy Orton.
Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Cesaro.
You would think those are great programs.
Absolutely.
To you. I'm saying mainstream.
Who's more mainstream than Roman Reigns?
I think it has to be a big guy. Big guy.
Braun Strowman? I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that either.
Yeah. Samoa Joe, I think that'd be great.
Great pick.
Yeah.
I like that. That's actually a really good one. Him and AJ had a great program. He's from a different era, when he's in there. I mean, he's great. He's one of the best workers in the company. But he's just so Randy. There you go, John Cena. We're gonna have to see Cena and Orton again.
What's up? I'm back.
He's gonna come back. He's coming back.
I think he's the one to beat Kofi.
John Cena
going into SmackDown.
Do you think people would be really mad?
We need you, John Cena. You know what? I don't think John Cena's coming back for a while. That dude's filming Suicide Squad 2.
What is he playing in it?
Apparently
a cop or a Marine?
No, apparently he's playing this character called Peacemaker.
What is it about?
He's like a cop who flies around with a jetpack.
I knew he was a cop. I freaking knew it.
Got a big helmet.
Imagine him as the Joker.
Oh no!
I want it to be the worst Joker ever.
Just like the most muscular Joker of all time.
He would beat Batman. That's how he beat Batman.
Oh no!
What do you think of the Joker movie?
I think it's going to be awesome. I disagree with every single person that says this is going to promote incel violence.
I know.
You can't criticize art. I think you're stupid if you're an artist and you're criticizing art because you're worried about you have anxiety about something. Yeah. You're a dum-dum and should be removed from the conversation.
Then I think we need to get rid of video games if that's the argument.
Yeah, exactly. Or anything.
I love that. I love that that's the argument. I actually I want to take a little turn on this because I wanted to bring this up to you.
Sure, yeah.
I saw all those arguments and I saw people that defend that say like you're an idiot if you say video games are causing all these shootings. The same people are now saying, well, this movie's inciting incel violence. Dude, you think sitting in front of a computer from the age of 6 years old doesn't desensitize you to shooting? I mean, listen, I'm not one of these video game people, like anti-video game violence people. Yeah. To each his own. But you got to be honest, if one's doing it, the other one's also doing it. You know what I mean? You can't pick one over the other one.
But that goes with everything. I think it's like there's so many factors that go into stuff like that where it's like how you raise your kid. Like what do you expose them to at what age? What kind of home does this person come from? Like, are they adjusted? You know what I mean?
There's a lot that goes into play.
Not to the point where I think the big issue, at least for me, is when parents coddle their kids too much and they end up being like bozos, not
Bozos?
Like,
Yeah, I get it.
So
No.
okay, so like I'll give you a quick story. I was at a family party not too long ago, and if I have a little too much in me, I go on like a little bit of a
slapping and hugging,
like a chopping spree.
Yeah.
And
you love to chop and hug.
Right. And my brother-in-law, mostly he's on the receiving end of it at a family party. He's cool with it, he'll give it back or whatever. But there was a kid there. He was like maybe 20 years old.
Yeah.
20-year-old. He was a person.
Guy.
Yeah. Messing around, horsing around. I gave him like I leaned into it, gave him like a big old chop, right? And he turns around and he's like, Mom, did you see that? We're horsing around over there. He gave me, and she was like, okay, that's great. And I was like, and later I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I smacked around the kid a little bit. And she was like, you know what? He needs it.
That's great.
Like,
That's
don't worry
awesome.
about it. Just
That's
like,
awesome.
And I was like, that's the age we live in, where like kids are so coddled that they don't get it,
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, where like,
it's not part of their regular.
Yeah. And also, I don't know, this might be like a personal thing, but I do really feel like regardless of gender, kids need to horse around.
Horsing around is fun.
Horsing around is awesome. I'm 38 years old. I still love horsing around with my buddies.
Yeah, we play dick tug every week.
Some of them don't like it, but that doesn't stop me from clobbering somebody in the head. But like,
I know.
You know what I'm saying.
I know.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up the Joker thing. I think it's crazy that people are like, this is gonna incite school shootings. It's a freaking movie. And by the way, if your kid is wacky, I'm gonna tell you, every parent knows when their kid is wacky. Everybody knows.
Oh yeah.
This whole concept that you don't know your kid is all screwed up. Maybe you should be, a little bit more on top of this, trying to fix this problem.
One of my cousins has 3 kids, and her little one, and she's awesome, and she'll be like, I think he's gonna grow up and be a giant douche. And I'm like, oh man, sometimes you can't help it, right?
All right, let's go back to wrestling.
Yes, we live in a society.
All
right. So what's happening right now? John Cena's gonna return at some point. I don't think he's coming back during this pay-per-view.
No.
I also don't think he's gonna be coming back full time, but I can see him on that first episode of SmackDown.
Absolutely.
And if they get The
first
Rock
couple weeks
to be on that first episode too, you can have like a nice little back and forth with him.
You're gonna have to have everybody there, right?
Yeah.
Because I think just going to Fox is not enough to pull tremendous ratings. They need to make that show. But have you seen those NFL ads that they're putting on during football? During Sunday football?
Yeah.
It's all day long.
Mm-hmm.
The commercial's great all day long. They're giving they're promoting SmackDown. So this is going to be a big crossover. It's the same demo essentially. And I think a lot of people are going to tune into Fox to watch it.
They're going to Fox also, because it's on Fox, they may just strictly go with your right wing
Cena. I want right wing
Oh
Cena.
no, I don't want
I want extremely right wing Cena.
You want like pro life Cena?
I want conspiracy theory, anti-vaxxing.
Oh, anti-LGBTQ Cena.
I would just want extreme.
Don't bring
right.
that around here.
Don't bring that around.
So terrible. I don't want to see that. I'm like, I don't want to see any like weird right wing stuff on SmackDown. I don't think politics and art like mix.
Yeah.
I mean, like they do, but in this case, like a little too much.
I hate when people tell me to vote.
Just to vote in general.
Just voting. I hate the whole rock your vote thing.
Hey,
I hate
buddy,
being
vote.
told. Don't tell me what to do.
Like how?
I hate rock the vote.
Like 80.
I hate MTV telling me to vote.
God damn, you live in a society.
I just watch VHS tapes from the 90s that I used to record all day long when I was in school. I'm watching Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
And I'm watching MTV TRL all day long. And Carson Daly's telling me to go vote.
Oh my God. I mean, I vote. It's your duty as an American citizen.
I love to vote. I just don't want to be told to.
Who's telling you to vote?
Everyone's shoving those stickers in my face.
Really?
The posting of the stickers after they go and vote. You got a sticker. Imagine this. Grown adult getting a sticker.
Wow, I love it.
You love the sticker. You love the sticker.
I love stickers in general.
I don't want to be told.
Put stickers. I got a speaker.
John Cena saying you can't choose that.
Oh, no.
It's phenomenal.
Oh, no.
All right. What else do we have on the
Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman versus Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler for the tag team championship. I think Roode and Ziggler are taking those belts.
They're a phenomenal tag team. I like it.
I want to call them Roodler.
I kind of like that they're together. They kind of fit.
Yeah.
Imagine what could have been Bobby Roode.
Put the tag belt on him. I think he'll be okay.
Okay.
Then you have Bailey versus Charlotte. I think Bailey retains. Charlotte doesn't need another one.
What number would this be for her? 8?
17.
38?
Let's take a look. Actually, you know what?
I think it might be 8. I think she's a 7-time champion.
MG Geek, Montavious Gangster Geek. Can you tell us how many championship reigns Charlotte Flair has had? 10. Crown Wolf says 10.
Crown Wolf says 10. Is that counting NXT?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was 8. She's like unbelievable. What do you think of Bad Girl Bailey's half-assed Bad Girl Bailey?
I like it. I'm cool. I think she's getting into that.
Yeah.
She's getting into that character.
They were trying different outfits.
Yeah.
They've been doing test photos.
Macho Madness. Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want her to do Sensational Sherry makeup.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I feel like that would work.
Oh
like,
my
so
God.
well.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would
Sasha
love
doesn't need any face paint.
No.
But I think Bailey
needs face paint?
They would look awesome with like electric and like blue eyeshadow and maybe some Luna stuff going on.
Luna, you want her to shave her side of her head and just have the tattoos?
Just go for it, you know?
Oh my God, I would love that.
And possibly the main event, Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. Imagine if they pull the trigger on Braun Strowman.
So
he got a nice pop on Monday.
He did get a nice pop. I'm trying to think. Does it hurt Braun or does it help? Mm-hmm. Who does this help more?
Okay. Nine-time champ.
9-time champ.
Yeah.
Wow. If she wins this. She's 8-time currently. She'll be 9-time if she wins it.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you put the title on Braun?
Yeah.
They did too many stop and goes with that guy.
I'm going yes.
You're going yes. Put a title on Braun.
Time to do it. Yeah.
I would be okay with this. I think Seth needs something.
Rollins has gotten a little stale.
They killed him with that thing.
And I also think it's time to turn Rollins heel again. Push Braun as the superhero and Seth as like the squirrely villain who does CrossFit. You know
I like that. I know. Listen, I like him as a heel. The problem is they don't have enough baby faces on this roster.
Yeah, they do. They have tons of baby
faces.
I'm
saying like a strong top tier baby face.
Okay.
They don't. The reality is they bury all the baby faces.
How about this? Put the belt on Braun, right? David and Goliath with AJ Styles.
David and Goliath with AJ. I'm okay with that. That's fine too.
That's good. And you have the club.
But is Braun a babyface? Do you keep him as a babyface?
Push him as a huge babyface for the next 2 years. Crowd loves him, man. Yeah. He's charming. He's not that great on the mic, but he gets his point across.
I would like to see shave the beard. I think Braun needs to shave the beard.
He's a handsome dude without that beard.
I think he needs to shave the beard and get a crew cut.
No, shave the beard. I think he needs shave the beard, right?
Yeah.
No more pants, no more shirt. Yellow trunks.
Yellow trunks, okay.
Yellow bandana.
Yellow bandana, and then grow the mustache.
Little mustache.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and he rips his shirt. I don't think that's been done before.
I don't think it's ever been done. We also have that's a card for Sunday.
And also they moved the King of the Ring final until
Monday.
They F that up because Elias got hurt, right?
Elias got hurt. It's
gonna be Baron Corbin.
I don't think it was gonna. That match was not gonna change. It was gonna be Gable, but they pulled the trigger on Gable really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really leading to King Gable sounds good.
Sure, King Chad. King Chad sounds better. He's a total Chad.
But King Baron, Coburn.
King Cobra sounds awesome.
King Cobra. Baron Corbin as King.
Ooh, I'd like it if he changed his name to Baron Cobra.
Baron Corbra. Spencer Coburn. The Ball Truth.
Oh man,
he could do the Ball Truth. Baron Corbin, the Ball Truth. I don't know. Who do you think? Baron's taking it?
Yeah, absolutely. They're so high on him. Listen, and like we've been fans of his, but like he's such a great he's got so many great heel accolades, you know, and he's never been close to getting a belt.
There was a "Let's Go" Baron chant.
Yeah.
On Raw. In New York.
Let's go Corbin. Yeah.
Let's go Corbin.
Crazy.
Love it.
There's something about him that
he's slowly getting over. They saw something.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, people are getting into this.
You think they're setting up like a massive face turn?
People are getting into this. Imagine him as a babyface.
Fired
up barista.
Yeah.
Fired up barista.
Well, I think he'd have to go babyface outfit. Imagine him in like a
Dude,
Ricochet
he
outfit.
was the next biker taker.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I still say they effed up. I wish I worked in WWE and hard pushed, like, bring this dude out as the son of Cain.
With the mask?
No, just like, he's my son.
He doesn't talk like that anymore.
Whatever, man. Make him talk like that.
USA, NXT going to USA next week on Wednesday. They're doing something weird for the next 2 weeks.
They are.
The first hour is on USA. The second
teaser.
Hour is on the USA Network.
You mean on the WWE Network?
I'm sorry. The first hour is on the USA Network. Second hour is on the WWE Network. Weird move.
But for 2 weeks.
But for 2 weeks only.
They probably have commitments to Full Sail. And also the pre-tape stuff.
Well, they are going to be.
Bless
Every
you.
time you say Full Sail, I sneeze. They are going to. No, there are no pre-tapes.
Not anymore?
No.
Now it's just going to go live?
It's live.
Oh, that's cool.
Live.
How do you feel about Gargano being NXT for life?
NXT for life. So I want to talk about this because this is
they gotta
really.
show suits.
Oh yeah, they got to. Yeah, because they can't move it.
People need those suits, man.
Good show though.
I don't care.
It's not a bad show. Have you watched it? It's not a bad show. I want to talk about this because this is the end of NXT as we know it, right?
Okay.
The NXT we've known for the last couple of years, whatever it is. How many years has this been going on?
7 years
Since the first takeover.
Yeah.
This is over. It's a whole different world now that we're playing it. You got a 2-hour live show going head to head with AEW. You can't. It was since 2010, but like the NXT that we know today, no longer developmental. Who was the first champion that was like, okay, this is not developmental anymore in that capacity when we're looking at takeover?
Neville. Sammy.
I'm gonna go
Owens?
Kevin Owens.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with Kevin Owens. He was the first time I think a lot of people were like, whoa. What's this?
Well, also that's a rumor too, or a teaser that KO
Michael.
may end up going back to NXT for a little bit.
It'd
be awesome.
I think that'd be great. I think him and Sami Zayn could go back there.
I just want to see him interact with Adam Cole again, like they used to do.
Oh my God, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be a lot of changes. We still don't know what those are, and it's gonna be played by ear. I know they're saying that Vince isn't really involved, and this is still Hunter's project. It really comes down to ratings.
Wait till the ratings pop. And
it's the same people producing it still, so there's no like Kevin Dunn production. Michael Cole's not going to be, doing commentary.
Yeah,
They're keeping things the same. But here's where the thing is, right? Here's where the problem lies. You're running a show in Full Sail every week.
Right.
You got, the whole thing is larger than life. That's the whole thing with WWE, right? Everything is larger than life. You're going up against AEW traveling.
Right.
In sold-out buildings, at least for now.
Right.
Right? That first show, it's a 20,000 person building. They're probably going to have 15,000 people there. That's a giant building.
Yeah.
And NXT's going to be in that dark Full Sail auditorium, whatever it is.
Right.
They're going to have to become touring. NXT has to start doing touring and I know that's very costly for them.
Right.
But they're getting a tremendous amount of money for this show. So now it's a money generating product. I'm curious how the changes affect the brand.
So you think they need to move out of the NXT zone, basically?
I think they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to move out, but it depends. It depends how good that crowd is. There's only a couple hundred people there. If that crowd is hot and on fire, every week, you got something good here.
Well, you know what's super interesting right now too. It's the fact that you're getting, let's say, 2 hours of NXT on USA, right? Going up against AEW. There's a lot of wrestling happening. And not only that, but wasn't it announced yesterday that Access TV and Impact are teaming up?
Yeah, so that's the next big story. They're not teaming up. Anthem bought Access.
Right, okay.
They bought them. So the problem now is, what do you do with New Japan?
Ooh. Would you care for a New Japan Impact partnership?
They're still very sour over Okada. The whole Okada botch.
Okay.
So do you know what happened with him? For people who don't know,
he did the excursion, and
they sent him to. They had a partnership. They're working together. A couple things went wrong with that. There was a problem with a title switch for the tag titles, the IWGP tag titles. Kurt Angle was IWGP champion at the time. They were doing that weird thing, back and forth. Kurt had every title.
Yeah.
Okada was lent to TNA, and Okada was like the handpicked, like, this is going to be the guy for us. So take care of him. Push him. Let him learn a different style. They did that thing. They buried him. I mean, to a dumb, idiotic gimmick.
Yeah.
They gave him the, what was it, the Green Hornet?
Kato. Made him Kato.
Essentially, right? Wasn't that it?
I don't remember. I know they botched him completely, but also not the only New Japan botch, because they had Sonata for a while. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, it was Sonata. Yeah, Sonata was there.
Impact had Sonata because they did I want to say Noah, or maybe it was another company, but they had a partnership with Muta, and Sonata was Muta's guy.
Was that the Wrestle One partnership?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think Wrestle One was Muta, and then they had the partnership with Muta, and he was like, this is my guy, this is my protege. And he started out strong, and then they dropped the ball with him. Now, look at how far Sonata has come as a wrestler in New Japan. The two guys that Impact botched, Okada and Sonata, are having 5-star matches with each other, like left and right.
Unbelievable.
Where does this leave Ring of Honor? Because it seems like Ring of Honor is like just floundering.
There were rumors that Impact is looking to buy Ring of Anthem is looking to purchase Ring of Honor. Whoever buys Ring of Honor is not buying it to keep the product. They're buying it to get the library.
If that's the case, then WWE should buy Ring of Honor.
WWE, it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke about this a couple years ago. There were discussions. WWE would benefit from that library more than anybody else because all those guys are there.
Absolutely.
Who on Ring of Honor, top Ring of Honor guys, right? You're talking like from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
That archive, WWE could use for everything.
Forget it.
Think about the Daniel Bryan stuff. Think about AJ Styles, Samoa Joe,
CM Punk,
Cesaro.
Mm-hmm.
Give me more.
Cassius Ohno.
Cassius Ohno.
They were the kings of
I
wrestling.
got it. Yeah, fine. You have a tremendous library there.
Yeah. Steve Corino. Mm-hmm.
You could have Steve Corino anthology.
Yep.
Seth Rollins. There you go.
Yeah,
He was Ring of Honor champion. Tyler Black.
Mm-hmm.
You have a mega library of content that you've never been able to put out. This is unbelievable for them if they do this. They're not gonna have Ring of Honor on WWE TV. That's not gonna happen. Ring of Honor at this point is finished.
You think so?
I mean, listen, never say never, because we're in the era where everything is niche programming. We said this about Impact and how they were the cockroach that you couldn't squash, and now they're building up again.
Yeah, apparently Impact is very good.
It is very good. Yeah. It's not bad at all.
Have you been watching it?
I have.
Yeah.
I watch it. I mean, I watch like the clips on YouTube. I can't. I have
can't
no
sit
room.
there.
I have no room left in my wrestling life.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling going on.
There's a tremendous amount of wrestling going on.
I want Jay White to be everywhere.
You want Jay White everywhere?
I want Orange Cassidy everywhere too.
I think for Ring of Honor, AEW kind of took that spotlight from them.
Yeah, and not even in like a screw you kind of way. They just left like all those dudes. I think Marty's leaving too, right? What
Marty's still there right now.
So here's I want to put it to you this way. As much as I love Villain Enterprises, I feel like if Marty has had intent to stay, that would have been the next big wrestling faction.
It could have been, yeah.
Right? Brody King's amazing. PCO is unbelievable. Flip is awesome. Marty's awesome, right? There's 4 great dudes there.
Marty's up in November. I'm curious where he's going to go.
Probably AEW, dude. Come on.
I think
him and Flip are going to AEW.
I think they would benefit tremendously if him and Flip go.
I want Brody King in AEW.
I think they benefit with Brody King there also.
And F it, PCO also. Bring Dr. Frankenstein with him.
Where do you put
Dr.
PCO?
Dracula, whatever his name is.
I think PCO is going to go to Impact.
That'd be great.
I think we'll see PCO and Impact.
I'd be cool with that. PCO versus Scott Steiner?
I would love PCO versus Scott Steiner. Just 2 giant monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot is changing over the next couple months. We're in this wrestling boom.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do questions?
Let's do some questions.
All right, guys, submit your questions here in the chat room. We're live every week, sometimes on Saturdays, sometimes on Thursdays, depending on our schedule. But we're live every week. Next week, we're going to be Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay, next week we'll be live on Thursday. I'll do a watch-along tomorrow night.
I may pop in on that.
Yeah, Rich will, in here or on the video scope.
I'll try to hook up my camera to actually stream good this time.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
please, And make sure you're not on dial-up this time.
I was on 14.8.
So whatever question you have regarding professional wrestling, submit them in the chat room. We'll do our best to answer them. If there's anything we forgot to talk about, also mention that, and we'll talk about that as well.
We talked about everything.
A lot of speculation happening over where Marty Scurll's going to go. A lot of people saying he's going to go to NXT. There aren't too many names left big names left on the independent or signed somewhere that are available. Marty Scurll's one of those guys.
I think Marty benefits from either decision because he will have TV time.
Marty will have TV time.
Right?
But where does Marty go? I think for Marty, he's going to go where the money is. I think at this point. His Ring of Honor, if he was ready to jump, he would have jumped already.
Well, Marty's still being mentioned on
Being the Elite?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious.
Marty goes back to New Japan, joins the Bullet Club again.
Oh, my God.
That'd be great.
Let's see. Were you upset that Punk didn't show up at All Out?
No. I really appreciated his sit-down interview, though, and it was did you listen to it? Did you hear it?
I did, yeah.
Very eye-opening stuff about how he's open to WWE talking to him, how it's all water under the bridge at this point, how he doesn't know where his future in wrestling is, and that he appreciates the fan. It was a very nice...
Very different tone from I'm never coming back.
And also, like, this guy put over Cena like nobody's... Like, Cena's story was great.
He was more pro WWE than AEW.
Absolutely.
Did you notice that? I thought that was fascinating because if you really want to stick it to somebody, aren't you going to, listen, there's also still an opportunity.
Absolutely. Never say never.
You could still show up on that first, AEW show, make it like Nitro.
Right.
Or Luger showed up.
Or this dude could show up in the Royal Rumble.
He could show up in the Royal Rumble. Wherever he goes, I know a lot of people are angry at him.
Yeah.
Because I feel like CM Punk fans feel like he turned on them by leaving wrestling and being so bitter. The dude puts his body on the line every single night. It's not an easy gig at all. I mean, the simplest of things like bumping on your back is still, something. Right. There's a learning curve there. Wherever CM Punk would ever go, I think it's going to be a tremendous acquisition. That's a big coup.
Huge impact. And also, one of the things that CM Punk said in that interview was, I really don't think Triple H and Vince knew what to do with me. Right?
I think they knew tremendously what to do with him. They gave him every opportunity in the world.
Right. But he still was that odd man out even towards the end of his run. He had such, I don't think they understood why the fans liked him so much, in that weird regard.
Why did the fans like him so much?
I think because he came across as a very real character. He was super believable, loved his in-ring work, loved his mic work.
So I remember the first time I heard about CM Punk. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the Eddie Guerrero match.
That was the first time you heard about him. In what year? Like 2004, 2003? No, it had It had to have been 2002.
Yeah.
When Eddie got fired.
Right.
Because
I was following it. I'm a big Eddie fan. Yeah. So I was following him. That's when CM Punk had the blonde hair, I think.
So I remember hearing about him around then. And then I saw a picture of him. And I was like, yuck.
And you were like, no, thank you.
No, thank you. No, I swear to God. I would hear about it all the time. This is before you would go to YouTube. You know what I mean? YouTube did not exist in this era. It was still tape traders. The internet was still really early. You would hear on forums people talking about how CM Punk is the greatest wrestler. He's the greatest independent wrestler. He's unbelievable. This guy's great. And then I saw him. And I was like, this is him? And then I saw a match of his. And I was like, this is it? The hype with him was so much bigger than him. I think that was WWE's reaction. I think they heard about him. People praised him.
Don't get it.
They praised him. They praised him. They praised him. And then they saw him and they said, holy shit, this is it? Right. This is the best the Independence has to offer? If you look at it in that scope.
He was the king of the
Indies.
Yeah.
But if you look at it with that mentality, he's an extremely disappointing acquisition for you if you're WWE.
See, that's very interesting. But I think that changed also when Bruce Pritchard did that sit-down interview with him and said, let me see what this guy's all about. And then that's when they started kind of figuring out
a lot
what
of
this
it was
dude
Paul
could do,
Heyman.
you know,
It was Ring of Honor. It was Paul Heyman.
the ECW transition.
His tremendous thing with Raven that he had in Ring of
good,
Honor.
so good.
He went to TNA.
Mhm.
If he was a big deal, he would have been a big star in TNA.
I don't think so. Look at Okada.
Well, this was early TNA. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like he would have gotten over there. The hype was much more than he was.
Mhm.
And WWE, they saw him and they were disappointed that that's who he was.
Right.
For all the hype.
Yeah.
And the guy, to be honest, he ended up becoming one of the best in that generation. In ring, out of the ring.
Yeah.
You know, more than anything else, I think it was his attitude that hurt him. Nothing else. It was his attitude got him where he was, and it was his attitude that hurt him.
Okay, but straight from the horse's mouth, him saying, "I don't think they knew what to do with me." I think now, if they brought him back and they said, "Hey, do your thing," I think it would be like that,
dude.
That second,
Him and Daniel, but they didn't know what to do with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
right. The only reason why Daniel Bryan is where he is right now is because CM Punk left, and I think a lot of that also has to do with the fact that guys like Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins became such mega stars in the company. They're like, you know what? These guys aren't big, giant, jacked up dudes.
These indie guys are great.
These indie guys are great. So imagine if CM Punk went to WWE.
Yeah.
You would have him and Bryan again.
Yeah.
You would have him and Reigns, which I would love to see again.
Oh, Rollins.
Him and Rollins.
AJ Styles. Everybody.
Samoa
again.
Joe.
Yeah.
He would have more high caliber matches in WWE, and it would be more blockbuster, showings than if he went to AEW. I know AEW would benefit tremendously from this. Him and Cody, right?
No, I'd be cool with that.
I know, but what's bigger, him and Rollins or him and Cody?
Yeah. But again,
him and Kenny.
If he was like, hey, I really want to help these guys out, apart from the money and prestige, that's the good move. Yeah. If he was like, yo, I'm gonna go back there, I'm gonna get the end of my career payday.
Yeah.
I'm healthy, I'll do a limited schedule.
The healthiest he's ever been.
I'll be the part-timer. And I think that's the cool thing about wrestling is I'll be the part-timer that I used to cut promos against.
Yeah. That's great. I think that's really well said. I think that's a great way to look at it.
Right? And then him turning around and then having those high caliber matches, almost like that Shawn Michaels second part of his career.
So I think that's a great, you know what? You're on.
Yeah, baby.
You're on. I'm loving this. But if you look at, I think the CM Punk discussion is really interesting because if you look at, let's look at who he was facing in that championship run, right? Who that top level tier was, or even at the end, he didn't have a lot to pick from.
Yeah,
it was him. Who did he have?
Just the Shield. It was the Shield.
He had the Shield,
and
which
Kane.
They were coming up, right? The Shield was coming up. He had Kane. He had Ryback.
A lot of Kane stuff. Stupid Ryback.
Him and Ryback. There wasn't a tremendous the main players now in WWE, even though the ratings are crap, are way higher than what they were when he left. You have crazy upper echelons of wrestling happening. Even the mid tier.
Yeah.
You got Nakamura in the mid card.
Right. Yeah. Because CM Punk Nakamura.
CM Punk or Nakamura.
Here's what happens, right? Royal Rumble.
3, 2, 1.
Shane comes out. Open challenge.
Says he's best in the world.
I'm the best in the world. Open challenge. Music. CM Punk comes out.
But it's not CM Punk. It's a little an LP.
Oh no.
CM Punk. Yeah. It's a little person
CM Punk.
Yeah.
I do think that I feel like just because of that one interview, I'm really hoping that this dude comes back at least for a couple of matches.
Him and Shane, dude, for the best in the world. I think that'll happen.
Open contract.
To beat up a McMahon. Oh my God, that's what they're gonna do.
Yep.
Oh my God, I just saw it.
Oh my God, and then
the potato worked.
The potato.
I have a clip. Oh my God, I've seen it. I've seen it. Hold on. It's him and Shane McMahon, and he's getting revenge on a McMahon. That's how they're pitching it. Well, it would be great since he had the fight with Vince and Hunter. He wrestled Shane and he beat Shane up, and now he's really the best. And there's so many. Oh my God, we're gonna see this at WrestleMania.
The return of the best in the world.
Oh my God, this is the WrestleMania match he always never wanted.
Big music.
Oh,
I just want to hear that song again.
I just saw it. Saw it. I don't know.
Leading up to Triple H.
Him and Hunter
again.
Oh man. I don't know. I think that, you know what? We're not going to get him and AJ and Nakamura. We're going to get him and Shane and him and Hunter.
CM Punk versus The Fiend.
Oh, my God.
CM Punk versus Adam Cole. He just goes to NXT.
I'm not. By the way, I don't think he should wrestle Shane. I don't think he needs that.
I think that would be great.
All right. What else do we have here? We really veered off in a CM Punk hole
That's
right
fine.
here. Marty's contract's up in November. Yes, it is.
Why doesn't "coup" rhyme with soup?
Okay, here we go. Do you think we'll ever see Will Ospreay in AEW WWE? I think so. I think he's smart.
Yeah.
He's bulking up a little bit. He's a New Japan guy. I would anticipate he's going to go to one of them.
I think he wants to be king of New Japan at this point, and he's committed to New Japan. And I think he's also firmly committed to British wrestling. You know, so it's kind of like a little half and half.
Yeah.
Where do you think he'd fit in better?
WWE, NXT.
I'll say WWE, but not NXT.
No?
Yeah, I'll put him on the main roster. I'll put him on like Raw, Smack. Can we even say main roster anymore? Because NXT's still the main roster. Or?
I mean, NXT's the main roster for NXT at this point, right?
And if they do a big draft next year, you can have like the big swappies.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get some sort of war at Survivor Series.
Kevin Owens versus CM Punk?
Do you start putting NXT on WWE pay-per-views on the Big Four?
Yes, absolutely.
I have a feeling. By the way, this idea's played around, but I have a feeling they may lean towards is that the Big Four become a 3-branded show.
I'd love it.
So Survivor Series, WrestleMania,
Rumble,
and then. But what happens to the takeovers? These are the weird changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those are blockbuster takeovers, obviously, when they do the Big Four. But where do they go from here?
SummerSlam. Adam Cole versus Roman Reigns.
We might see it. All right, what else? Kevin Owens versus CM Punk. Great.
We're going to see everything.
Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. People saying don't get me hyped. The pot would be crazy when he beats Vince's kid.
You're going to see Gianni Gargano. Italian Gianni
Gargano.
Gianni Gargano. You're going to see him versus everybody on the main, versus AJ Styles.
Okay, I want ethnic characters back.
Why?
I want a Greek guy.
You have them.
No. I want like a very over-the-top Italian guy. Not like Santino, but I just want
more over the top.
I want like an Italian hero.
Well, like a pizza chef that's like covered in spaghetti.
Yeah. I want plumbers. I want pizza chef. I also want Greek characters.
Okay.
I want like the stingy Greek guy.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
Sure.
Like an old Greek man.
Yeah.
I want that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I want all ethnic stereotypes.
Do you want like a ambiguous Eastern European in an Adidas tracksuit?
Yeah.
Wearing dress shoes?
Well, they still do it though. You know, Rusev. He's an ambiguous Eastern European.
Yeah. But
he was Russian. He was Bulgarian.
But he doesn't come out in a tracksuit and dress shoes.
I think he should come out in tracksuit.
Bro, calling everybody bro.
Squatting and sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Big.
Smoking Marlboro Lights.
Over and over again. Love it. I'm really into this.
Milliette.
Gargano versus Ciampa would be a great match at WrestleMania. You know,
you just named 2 ethnicities.
Gargano and Ciampa?
No, I'm saying like
I just want
you want a Greek guy and an Italian guy.
I want Eastern European. I want Eastern European. I want a Mediterranean, and I love a Russian. I love a Russian heel. Those are the only 3 I want.
Okay.
I don't care about anything else. You know what? I want a charming Latin guy.
You already have a charming Latin guy. Andrade.
Is he charming?
He
is charming. Well, that's what they tried to do with his the hat and the suspenders.
Yes.
Did it all wrong.
Yeah.
Did it all wrong. And I think that's it. What else do we have? Do we have anything left? What else? What did we not talk about, MG Geek? Montavious Gargano.
Michelangelo.
What's your input on them allowing guys like Woods and Ryder and Hawkins being themselves on their YouTube series? I think that's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think it's good for the company. I think it's good for them. It gives them another project to work on. We're in the era of no preliminary guys, right? And these guys are all creating brands, and that's why they're not doing. Ask your question, MG Geek. I didn't see it. I think they're in the era that they need to profit off of everybody, and that's why there's no more like preliminary guys.
Right.
So you have a guy like Ryder. Zack Ryder would not have been anything on this roster other than a preliminary guy.
Yeah.
Now he has a brand. He has action figures. They try to sell. They try to make money off of everything that you do. So they recoup their cost. So if they're paying Ryder, let's say $500,000 or Hawkins $500,000, I'm not saying that's their salary. I'm just giving an example. They want to make that money back. They know these guys aren't selling buildings.
Right.
They're not selling tickets. But you know what they can sell? Action figures.
Absolutely. T-shirts.
T-shirts.
Yep. posters.
Yeah.
A lot of that's the thing. That's an interesting thing that you say that too, because like that all the woo woo stuff still goes. You still see people with like
people are into it.
The sunglasses and all that. I think it's fascinating that Xavier, like Zack Ryder, has an interesting story because he broke the internet with the true Long Island story, right?
And by the way, it was the first time somebody did this.
And then that was met with resistance because they were like, you can't do this.
Tremendous amount of resistance.
But then it flipped around because I think Xavier was like, hey, I want to do this. It's not going to cost anybody anything. I just want to do this thing. Yeah. And this dude has a very successful video game show.
Extremely successful.
And he's brought, I think Triple H was on a couple of weeks ago.
What did he play?
I forgot. Like, I saw the clip and
somebody needs to,
because I think Triple H was like, hey, if you get to this amount or whatever,
I'll show up.
I'll be on your show. And then he did it, but I love watching Up, Up, Down, Down because you get lots of the roster just being themselves, and I think that's what endears people to it.
I think that's cool.
The Zack
but I don't want to see Undertaker on it.
Oh, I do.
You want to see the Undertaker play the video? What game would Undertaker play?
Super Mario Kart.
Super Mario Kart?
Yeah.
What would Triple H play?
Triple H will play
Donkey Kong.
RBI. Okay.
like Donkey Kong's Adventure on SNES.
And I think like the Ryder and Hawkins show, the podcast is good because they're interviewing WWE guys, right? About action figures. And their YouTube show is great too. Listen, there's two big adult kids buying toys.
Love it.
Great.
It's great. Have you ever seen this the interview somebody did with Scott Steiner? They're like, do you have any of your action figures?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, are you effing kidding me? He goes, I'm a grown fucking man.
Yeah.
I don't play with toys.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny. All right.
Last question.
Hold on. I got a couple ones here. MG Geek goes, you think it's time to overhaul WWE pay-per-views? They have had the same gimmick shows for years, and it feels like it's the same. Yeah, I think we need to get rid of that. I think we need to change the names. I think we need to get rid of gimmick pay-per-views and have gimmicks on pay-per-view to make them more important. Just shake it up a little bit. What do you think?
I agree with that 100%.
Okay.
Like, I don't need to see, like, I think you can get rid of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and just add the Hell in a Cell to another pay-per-view. Extreme Rules is the only gimmicky one where I'm like, that's fine. Yeah. Put Hell in a Cell on Extreme Rules.
Will Dwayne Gill make it to the Hall of Fame? Hall of Fame. Yes.
Where are we here? I missed the question. King Solus, my last question is, do you think the Bullet Club is long overstayed? Kind of like NWO? No. I think if they keep it tight like they are now, it's fine. Bullet Club is fine.
It's not going to be the same Bullet Club that, remember, we that was a really cool thing that we witnessed.
It's still cool.
The Bullet Club is single-handedly why white people started watching New Japan. 30-year-old white nerdy guys got into New Japan. That is exactly why. Dude, I went into it was a resurgence for me.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool, and I went back into it. I mean, you too. You followed New Japan.
Yeah.
Since you were a teenager.
Yeah.
And then the Bullet Club brought you back.
All Japan and New Japan, yeah.
To some extent. So
I think it's fine.
Also having those, Okada matches and Nakamura matches. I mean, they just had crazy great matches.
I love Handsome Prince Devitt.
Clash of Champions, blah, blah, blah. Triple H did not play anything. He basically was just an interview.
Okay.
I say bring War Games gimmick back. War Games is going to come to the main roster.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And
ooh, I'd love that. That'd be cool.
Sorry, guys. Couldn't say it.
It was potato talk.
Potato talk. Anything else? Are we done?
I think we're done.
All right, boys and girls. Go to our website, gfknetwork.com. Subscribe to the podcast. We're everywhere podcasts are available. Everywhere. So go and subscribe. Subscribe right now. I need those subs. I need those subs. I need those submarine sandwiches. I need those heroes.
Patreon.com/MadmenPodcast.
Patreon.com/MadmenPodcast. Go fund us there, and we'll see you all next week.
Don't be eating those Subway potatoes.
Don't eat a Subway potato.
Later.
Perfect. That was fun, guys. Thank you. Thanks for the show today. I'm gonna go have a Montauk Summer now. I'm gonna go booze it up and then throw up all over the floor.
I'm gonna purge. I think I'm gonna yell that it's my goddaughter's first birthday.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna yell that in the backyard.
Don't throw up on her.
I'm gonna purge.
Don't throw up on her.
I had a joke where I think he didn't find it funny at all, but
thanks, Danny.
My nephew, I was like, because he calls my.
We're son. Do you want me to turn this off?
No, that's fine.
Oh,
He
okay.
calls my father-in-law Papu Steve.
Papa Steve.
Papu Steve.
Papu Steve. Okay.
Papu.
Papu Greek.
Yeah, and I was like telling Vicky, I'm like, man, imagine if like your dad picked him up and he
Just throw him up on.
all over him. She's like, why would he do that?
That's
I'm
hysterical.
like, it's funny. It's a funny
It
video.
is a funny visual. I would find that hysterical. All right, we're going to turn to potatoes now. Goodbye.